As part of creating my 5-minute short film, I produced 2 ancillary texts to accompany the film. These were a film poster and a film review. The film poster is used to advertise the arrival of the film. The majority of the film posters I analysed were single shots of the main protagonist, which were shot in studio settings or on locations, depending on the narrative and the genre of the film. I chose to stage a shot of the 4 actors in my final scene of my film in the waiting room location, as this appropriately summed up the narrative of my film without giving too much away. In contrast to the films I analysed, I chose to capture all 4 actors in one shot rather than a single shot of the male protagonist, as this was more reflective of my narrative and reflected to the audience the importance of each character's role in the film. The location was quite subdued, which helped not to detract from the actors, as they were primarily the main focus of my storyline. The poster is appealing to my target audience due to the range of actors who can be relatable to my audience's age ranges. The use of writing on my film poster based on a true story would be appealing to both my primary and secondary audience, as it provokes the way in which the audience interprets and conceives the film. The nature of adding reviews to my film poster should also be appealing to my secondary audience, who are adults interested in the educational benefits of the film for the primary audience. Having positive lexis in the reviews demonstrates the high regard in which others hold the film. The film review is a documented analysis of my film, which can be accessed by all members of my target audience and provides a verdict in which to entice viewing. The main image of the review is more often than not a screenshot taken directly from the film to show accurate footage. I chose in my review to incorporate a shot of the same scene, this time however using a singular shot of my main protagonist Josh. Quite often the review incorporates a similar image which can be recognisable alongside the film poster to create a distinct link between the two. I have used this technique of having the same location feature in both photos to make the audience aware that the 2 ancillary texts link. As the review refers to the main protagonist Josh more often, I wanted him to be the main focus to emphasise his role in the film in comparison with the other actors. By having the boy seated alone, it infers that the perception the audience is looking from is the boy's own viewpoint of life with his condition. This can provide some context for the audience to improve their understanding, perhaps before watching the film. The texts all link together through the verdict, featured on both the review and the film poster, shown as a starred rating to show conjunction of the texts working to sell one another. The film's title was chosen in the font Skyfall Down, which is a replica of the hit James Bond film Skyfall from 2012. This features on the poster, but also as a title card in my film to keep the continuity and familiarity of the film throughout. The film poster works in providing the audience with a visual source to the format of the film. As the actors on my film poster have an opaque appearance, it creates an enigma code about the poster as to what the film is trying to suggest. This may encourage a younger primary audience to engage with the film and subsequently want to watch it to achieve some answers. My secondary audience, however, may be more interested in the technical abilities of the film and the complex narrative structure, which has been used to test the audience's understanding of the condition. The film review provides an opinion to someone who has seen the film firsthand and their understanding of how it functions. The film review either helps sell the film or persuade the audience into spending their time more wisely, watching something else. I am aware that as my film is written in the style of those in Empire's magazines, it would be more appealing to read more for my secondary audience, or teachers, psychologists and adults. However, I adapted and wrote the review in a way which is accessible for people at the higher end of my primary audience. The review focuses more in depth in the director's intentions for the film's narrative and the way that the audience should respond to the message it's conveying. I chose to do this by adding quotations from the director, as I found this was a more common theme in the reviews I had analysed. Due to the technical advancements, the review would also feature online through Empire's webpage. Film posters conventionally features in areas where the population are more densely populated, as this increases the awareness surrounding the film. Bus stops, public transport and billboards all lend themselves for this purpose. The poster would also benefit from featuring outside community leisure centres, where members of my target audience would be more prevalent. Posters could also work outside or within high schools and colleges as a way of intrigue for most of my primary audience, as this is locations where they would attend. Both my primary and secondary audience would have good access to social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter and interact with the film in an entertaining way. This provides opportunities to capture my audience on a global scale.